Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today I would like to talk about the year of 2024 economic overview of the country of New Zealand. First of all, Queen of Wands in the previous position, it represents that the economy itself, um, it had a lot of creativity in it. Um, Probably the economy was trying to figure out how to maintain itself by using a lot of creative ways. Um, Queen of Wands also means protection. So the New Zealand economy, or maybe the policy makers, they're trying um, to maintain the stability and to protect their themselves. Right now, Four of Pentacles in the current position means um, stability is the paramount of everything. Um, but Four of Pentacles, the downside is kind of rigid. It can be kind of rigid because it only cares about the money and the financial stability. Um, it doesn't mean all the time, but at least at this moment of time, it is. King of Cups crossing above the Four of Pentacles means um, it can mean someone who is emotionally mature, or a situation, or the country itself, because geographically New Zealand is the island on the water, just like well, not island, but I would say continent, just like Japan. Um, these countries, they have to deal with the turbulence of the oceans around them. So these includes the global warming, um, hurricane, all kinds of stuffs. But because this is an economic read, I would say um, the King of Cups card can actually mean the surrounding environment is unstable, but um, because of being emotionally matured, so um, the people in the country, they make decisions based on um, their sophistication about the situation, so that they can save themselves out of trouble. Um, the King of Cups can also mean, um, even though the Four of Pentacles is quite emphasis on the financial stability, but the King of Cups can actually mean um, there are some kind of um, emotion, emotional driven side of the things that will come into play, and that can actually impact the economy and kind of um, change the direction to a more um, passionate side. But from the outside, everything it, in regards to the New Zealand economy is still really about the money, the currency. um, but within the economy itself, um, I'm looking, um, I'm seeing more emotions coming forward. I'll explain why later. The star cut at the above, it means the renewal, the recovery. Usually it happens after something catastrophic, um, just like a tower card in the tarot. So I believe that there were some tremendous problems that happened before. I don't know how long ago, but definitely the economy is um, recovering from those times. I think it can point towards the COVID time, um, and the recovery is still ongoing, and but it's doing pretty well somehow. Queen of Pentacles at the bottom, it means um, if that's a person, then this is a person who cares about themselves more than the outside world. So I think the New Zealand economy is quite focusing on taking care of themselves, but not necessarily, um, you know, they don't want to compromise themselves to um, overreach to the outside world. At least for now, they would like to maintain their self-sufficiency, and they don't want to, to be impacted by the outside world, um, because they are emotionally mature. They know there are turbulence outside, and they just don't want to get into those troubles. And so far, they have been maintaining themselves pretty well. Um, Temperance in the recent future, it means experiments. Two things come together to form something new. And you can see a big in the Temperance card, behind the angel, there is a path to the light. So I think for the New Zealand economy, it will be making some changes. I think it is in a more cooperative manner, um, in a major way. Right now, I think it is still very concerned. It will still be very concerned about self-reliance and self-sufficiency. But in the coming future, I do think there will be a change, um, that will create more opportunities for the New Zealand economy to explore new cooperations, whether within the country or outside the country, because they see the need to advance themselves, because there are some targets, some goals they have set some targets they would like to achieve. And in order to achieve those things, they know they have to compromise somehow and to be willing to experiment ways to actually to make things even better. So what I'm feeling is currently they are still very uh, protective towards themselves, but in the coming future, things will change um, because they see the need to change. Knight of Swords means someone is fighting against something. And when it is paired with the Seven of Wands, even though the Ten of Pentacles is after the Knight of Swords, the Seven of Wands has to be considered. They feel like they have to defend themselves against some kind of rivalries. The Ten of Pentacles, um, in this case, I think it just represents the outer world sees New Zealand's economy is very prosperous, um, but on the other hand, it can be quite just focusing on creating the wealth and maintaining the wealth. Um, the central bank can also play a major role in the economy this year. I believe there is a central bank in New Zealand. So the currency uh, will be in the spotlight somehow, whether it is cryptocurrency or the currency they use to trade with other countries in general. Um, monetary concerns will be in the news. But see, I don't see a big shake up. I do see there are things that they have to rise above and to fight against, but it's not in a very destructive manner. Um, yeah, because they are pretty secured, um, economically pretty secured. Um, Eight of Wands at the end of this spread means there will be fast and quick, swift development in the New Zealand economy. So we can expect a lot of news about New Zealand's economy within this year. There will be a lot of news coming from New Zealand, financially, economically. Um, so I I think mm, I wanted to say they are ambitious, but I think um, it's more like the outside world forcing the New Zealand economy to respond is more likely in that way. But I do feel like they do have their ambitions. Um, it will come. Um, well, it can go both ways. I feel like it can grow stronger. The ambition will grow stronger because the upcoming headwinds and the upcoming compromise and cooperations um, that actually opens up the New Zealand economy for a bigger picture, a bigger prospect. So I do feel like it's gonna expand somehow beyond just um, you know being self-reliant. Um, but in order to reach the point where they're gonna compromise, I feel like it is about something happens on a global level, and because they have to respond to it, then they actually have to change. Um, but in general, I feel like it is looking good, but I would say we still need to be cautious because Eight of Wands is about quick development. Quick development, but sometimes, like even though I don't see um, major troubles, but quick developments is not impossible for some smaller components in the economy to go haywire. Because temperance card when it appears, usually it means something has to be compromised. So they have to make a choice somehow at some point. But it won't look really bad, but a compromise is still a compromise. There must be something that is maybe for the people of New Zealand, maybe something, maybe they will feel more strongly than the outside world, because the compromise um, being made. Um, so I think in general, this is all I want to talk about the New Zealand economy in the year of 2024. I hope this information is helpful. If you have any concerns, any questions, please leave that below. And thanks for your time. Have a good day.